Hi, guys. Welcome to the chat. Let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me. I feel like there's a lag, but you may have to let me know. So I'm going to wait to hear from you before I start introducing people because I see some of you signed on. Let's see. We'll see. I hate this lag, it's horrible. Hello. Hi, blessed in every area of my life. Hello, welcome. Happy Friday to you. I am waiting to hear. Awesome. If you guys can hear. Yes. Okay. For once. Yes. Okay, good. I have been feeling so horrific. I give all my thanks to Jeff. Jeff, thank you so much for helping me. I feel so bad keeping you guys waiting past the time I tell you that I'm going to be on, and then there's tech issues and the list goes on. So thank you so much for letting me know that everything is good. You can hear me, you can see me. Awesome. All right. So no, it's not a new office, Rad Angel. First of all, welcome to the chat. Glad to see you. This is my house. So I'm at home because I typically don't work on Fridays, but I'm at home and this is my downstairs office, so to speak. So if it looks like an office, that's great. That's what I want. That's what I'm going for. So welcome to the chat, Rad Angel. Let me go back to the top and just welcome and acknowledge you guys. Hello, Courtney Frazier. Welcome to the chat. So glad to see you. Hello, Cherries Jubilee, the TAM fan supporter, and basically the chat creator. Hello, welcome to the chat. Minimally Leah, hello, welcome. Tarina Cloud, welcome. Dragon Man Sasson, hello, welcome to the chat. Paige Matodi, I'm going to say, if I mispronounce that, I apologize. Hello, welcome to the chat as well. Sarah K, hello, welcome. Thank you for letting me know audio and video are great. Christine M, hello, welcome to the chat. Wonderful. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me well. Hello, Stefan Matrevsky. Oh, that was a hard one for me. I hope I said it right. Welcome to the chat. Says, hey, Tama, greetings from Macadamia. Oh, thank you for existing. Well, thank you for existing right back at you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet and welcome. Hello, Harper. Welcome to the chat. So tonight is going to be short. So 30-minute live chat. I'm going to try my best to be done by 9 o'clock. Dealing with emotionally immature parents is one of the most difficult things. And I think for a lot of you who are on my channel, you guys are always soaking up the information that I put out. And I at least got 10 emails last week from different ones of you who follow my channel. And you asked me if I would focus on emotionally detached and immature parents. And I thought maybe this is a good place to insert this topic because we have been talking about parents a lot on this channel lately. So I figured highlighting the 4 different types of emotionally immature parents would be helpful. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. It's really not a new concept, but it's a new concept to some of my clients and maybe even some of you. So we'll get started on that in a little bit here. Yeah, absolutely. I want to pick out Tarina Cloud's comment here. She says, my immature parents are so gross. Can't wait to learn why. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry that you've had to deal with that, Tarina. It isn't easy to deal with any emotionally immature parent. Most emotionally immature parents have absolutely no idea how to be parents, and they don't know how to step back and push their children forward. They don't know how to step back and make sure that their children have the best of everything. Now, if you're talking about an emotionally immature parent who's really driven, and we're going to talk about this in a second here, then you're likely to see what appears externally and to the outside world to be a parent who is involved and who cares and who loves. But that's only to the outside world, because once that parent comes in and they are behind closed doors and they are truly comfortable, that's when you're going to see their true colors. And they tend to be emotionally immature driven parents tend to be very selfish, and they're all about their work, they're all about their status, they're all about their social persona, and it has nothing to do with you whatsoever. The only time that driven immature parents are going to be for you and loving you and giving things to you is when they are going to benefit either directly or indirectly. There's always some kind of ulterior motive to this category of emotionally immature parents, the driven parents. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Let's talk about those four categories. So, the four categories of emotionally immature parents would be the first is the driven parent. Then you have the rejecting parent. You have the emotional, hold on, guys. I'm going to pull my microphone over this way. You have the emotionally immature parent. And then you also have the passive parent. Those are the four categories: the driven, the rejecting, the passive, and the emotional. Now, my publishing company, New Harbinger Publications, they just published one of my books back in February, this past February. I guess you could say my coworker, because we're under the same publishing company, Lindsay Gibson, she wrote the book Adult Children of Emotionally Detached Parents. And I'm going to actually pull it up for those of you who are not aware of it. It actually was just on the bestseller list for New Harbinger Publications. Adult Children of Emotionally Detached Parents book. I'm literally doing a Google search. Hang with me, guys. Okay, here we go. So, Adult Children of Emotionally Detached Parents. It is still the #1 bestseller. That is insane. But here it is right here, guys. Hopefully you can see it. It's a little bit of a lag on my end, but hopefully you can see it. I don't know. There's a lag on my end, so I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is a really, really good book. And what you're going to find reading this book is different categories. There it is. I think you can see it now. Yeah. There are different categories of emotionally detached parents, but she also does a really good job at highlighting emotionally immature parents as well. And I think that's kind of where this idea, excuse me, of the four emotionally immature adult parents of children came from is Lindsay Gibson. So I'm going to highlight a little bit of her work tonight. So we talked about the driven parent, and then we're also next going to talk about the rejecting parent. Now, the rejecting parent has a set of behaviors that is pretty detrimental. You know, this is the parent that says, I wish you were never born. This is the parent that says, you really are a burden to me. This is a parent that says, I don't want you in my house. You're 18, get out. It's time for you to be mature and move on. This is the kind of parent that says, I don't like what you're doing in your life. Even though you're a high honors student, you have a great job, you're in a healthy relationship, you're doing everything that you need to be, I still don't want you in my life. And for the most part, that's because they either don't want to deal with the things that you're going to bring to them, or they don't want to deal with any of your situations, your job stress, your emotional needs, your psychological needs. They don't want to deal with that. So what do? They reject you because what comes along with you is the job of needing to be parented, and they don't want to deal with that. So rejecting immature parents, excuse me, are the ones who say, you know what, you're too much work for me. I really don't have any room for you in my life. Okay, so driven parent, rejecting parent. The next one is the immature passive parent. Now, this kind of a parent doesn't say much. They don't do much. They are there, right? Their body is there, but their mind is over there. They are very detached psychologically and emotionally from you. You are not going to destroy where they are comfortable. Most of the time, and you guys know this, I'm sure, but I'm going to break it down a little bit. You know, most of you know that parenting is a job. It's self-sacrificial, right? You have to push yourself to the side and you have to give to your children. And when you don't do that, then you are passive most of the time, right? Passive parents just kind of sit back like this, you know, and their kids are tearing things up. Their kids are suffering. Their kids are failing in school. And they just sit back like, don't do that. And that's that, you know. I've had parents in the past come into my office. I have wonderful parents in my practice now, but I've had parents in the past, I'm going to say maybe 5 years ago, who would be in my waiting room and their children would just be running all through the waiting room and knocking things over. One kid actually took my lamp and pushed it over. You could hear the light bulb shatter. Everything just sounded like it was in chaos. And I was, engulfed in another session in the back office. And I came out to figure out what the heck is going on, right? I hear glass, I hear a lamp fall over. And where do you think the parent was? On their phone, scrolling through YouTube. And I'm like, this is not going to work here. So, passive parents have that disposition wherever they go. Now, if you're an adult child of a passive parent, you most likely have a parent who just is all hands off. They're not going to talk to you, they're not going to give you advice, they're not going to tell you where your boundaries should be, they're not going to give you that parental structure that you need. They're most likely not going to have any standards for you or any kind of expectations. 5 years ago, the same family that I had, the parents, excuse me, the parents would hear their kids cursing. Now, these were 10 and 11-year-old kids, but the parent would hear them saying F this and, D word and S word, and the list goes on. I bet there were some other alphabets to go in there. And they would curse like you wouldn't believe and just talk so freely and openly about things that are just inappropriate. And the parent would just sit there like, I can't control them. That's a passive, emotionally immature parent. They're not going to give you energy, and they're not going to give you energy even if you are an adult. It's just not going to happen. So we've talked about the driven, we've talked about the rejecting, emotionally immature parent, and we talked about the passive. Now let's talk about the emotional parent, right? Now, we all have emotions, right? All of us on this channel, we have emotions. We're not sociopaths. We're not psychopaths. We're not narcissists. We have emotions. Emotions is a normal part of life. But an emotionally immature parent tends to be almost on a histrionic level of emotional liability or disturbance. And what I mean by that is they don't have ups and downs like most of us do. They have ups and downs, right? Ups and downs. And that means their emotions go way up from 0 to 100 and then back down again. And then we're back up from 0 to 1,000 and then back down again. And these kind of emotionally immature parents, they yell, they scream, they curse their children out. Even if you're an adult child, they have no boundaries. They are very emotionally unreliable. If you're having any kind of problems in your life, in your world, you're not going to get any support because these kind of parents, they kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? They express themselves in such a heightened fashion that it is difficult for you to even have a conversation with them, because they are so emotional. It's destabilizing to an adult child when, let's say, for example, you're on the verge of losing your job. Maybe you're on the verge of, getting a divorce. And it's a little bit difficult to go to an emotionally immature parent and say, I'm headed for divorce, I'm losing my job, I feel suicidal, because then that conversation becomes, oh my God, we got to get you to the hospital. We got to figure out what to do. If you divorce, you're probably going to lose the house and then, your children. And it's like on and on and on. And these kind of emotionally immature parents will drive you insane because they never approach you from a mature, calm position. It's always extremes. Right? It could be extreme anger, extreme anxiety, extreme disorganization, disorganized thought. It's almost like they function on disequilibrium. That's really what it's like. All right, guys, so let me go back. Let me go back to the chat box. I want to make sure that I'm answering all of you. Yeah, Tarina Cloud said, wish I would have been smart enough to get away from these scumbags sooner. My Lord, Tarina Cloud, that is quite a way to describe your parents, but I totally understand. When you've been hurt and you're angry and you feel emotionally disregarded, that's the word that you come up with. Hold on, guys, this light is blinding me. Hold on. If I don't move it out of my face, I'm going to end up having to wear two pairs of glasses. Hopefully you guys can see me okay. Give me 1 minute. Now, Excuse me, for those of you who have been on my channel and you know me and you visit me every week for these live chats, you know that I feel like that light is not. Oh well. Oh well. If it's too dark, let me know, guys. Okay. But you know that I've been really sick for the past maybe 2 months. And I literally feel in my throat like I'm trying to get sick again. And I swear it's because I hug those little germ bags that come to my office. I love them so much. They're so cute and sweet and lovable, and they hug me and I hug them, and they're always near me somewhere. Miss Tamara, Miss Tamara. And then sometimes they grab my phone. I want to show you something on YouTube, and I swear they're killing me because every weekend I'm sick. I'm sick. So that's just a little bit of a brain break for you. All right, let me go back to the chat box. Hello, is it? Ooh, this is hard. Hold on. Silverado, Toe. Hello, welcome to the chat. All right, all right. Yeah, so Rad Angel says, yes, I read it. Is it The Adult Children of Emotionally Detached Parents? If you read that, very good. That is awesome. I love that book. I think it's great. Paige Matodi says, I didn't know you wrote books. I need to read. Thank you. Yeah, I have. I have a previous book on the failed mental health system. That one was like a college, like I did that when I was in college. Okay. Then I have one on adolescent suicide, and then my most recent is about intergenerational trauma and racial trauma. So it's more so for my specialization, which is children and families. But I always welcome you to still read my books. Thank you, Paige. All right, let me keep going, guys. Oh, thank you, minimally Leah. Yeah, absolutely. I would try it. I would try it. Go get it. Yeah, Connie Donatelli. Hello, welcome to the chat. Yeah, I like that book too. I like it too. Uh-oh. Whoops, whoops. I don't want to lose you. There you are. Joyce Pledger says, first of all, welcome to the chat. Glad to see you. Says, thank you for explaining this. It's much needed. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I want to make sure. Okay, hold on, guys. I just want to make sure that I'm getting all of your comments. Mel, hello, welcome to the chat. Glad to have you. Says, I'm stuck in my toxic parents' house. I hate it so much. I just want to cut them off. Oh my God. So let me address this, okay? I honestly think that being stuck in a home with emotionally immature, maybe detached, and very dysfunctional parents is one of the most difficult positions to be in. Let me just also preface my reply by saying that complex PTSD is excuse me, strongly related to emotionally detached and immature parents. There's research, and I'll post it in the description box after this live chat. I'll post everything by tomorrow afternoon. Most of the research supports that there's a direct link between parents who are emotionally immature, whether that's the rejecting parent, the driven parent, the passive parent, or the emotionally distraught parent, whatever of those four types you may have, there's a strong relationship between that and complex PTSD, because these kind of parents make your life complex. That's the nicest way that I can put it on air. They make your life difficult. These are not the parents that bring you into the world and they love you. They make some mistakes, but they right those wrongs, or they strive to be better. We're not talking about that kind of parent. We're talking about parents who have never grown up. And maybe we're talking about some teenage parents that got pregnant and then never grew up because they became parents too young and had to grow up so fast, right? So, whatever the case may be, that research highly connects complex PTSD to emotionally detached and immature parents. So being in a house with parents like that can lead to complex PTSD. Now, let me also say, Mel, this may be good for you to know, that there is no specified diagnosis in the diagnostic manual. The diagnostic manual is like these three books put together. Okay, so this is like the size of the DSM. And The DSM does not have complex PTSD listed as a diagnosis. It is more so listed in clinical records as a potential issue, but never a diagnosis. Not yet. We're not there yet, but we're trying to get there. But complex PTSD needs more research. We need more studies because for you, Mel, being in a house with toxic parents, you're likely to struggle with PTSD depending on the intensity of the dysfunction in that relationship. So I don't blame you for wanting to get out. I don't. I don't. Ooh. Okay. RRA, hello, welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for confirming that the lighting is good. Thank you so much for that. Welcome. Um, yeah, Donatelli says, that book felt like a hug. Adult children of emotionally detached parents felt like a hug. Yeah, it can. It can. A lot of my clients said the same thing. Green Dragon, hello, welcome to the chat. I'm so glad to see you tonight. Says, I'm finally able to text. Thank you, thank you. I'm waiting on day for my mother-in-law. I'm the only one that can see it. Leave her alone. I think you're going to isolate from the family. Okay, let me go back over that Green Dragon. Hold on. I'm finally able to text. Thank you, thank you. I'm waiting on day for my mother-in-law. I'm the only one that can see it. Leave her alone. I think you're going to isolate it from. Okay, Green Dragon, if you can help me understand that, or one of you in the chat box, please do so. If you can like help me understand what you meant there, I will reply. I'm just a little thrown off on that one. It might just be me, Green Dragon. I need to go home. Believe it or not, I just came from Lowe's and I was like trying to help the guys wrap up a rug that I was getting, and yeah, I was driving on carts and everything else, so it could just be me. Stefan Metreski, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Welcome to the chat. I may have already said hello. I don't know. Says Tamara, is there a way you can make a video on how to raise kids, or at least on what should we pay more attention to? I'm so thirsty for this type of information. Yeah, we don't have a lot of information on that. And one of the reasons why is because, nobody can really tell you how to raise your kids because we don't know your kids, right? It's almost like an innate thing that you have to have. You develop it over time, but I could possibly add that to my list, okay? So what I'm going to do, and I could probably make it a part of a video. I'm going to take a picture of your comment, and I will definitely put that on my list. So stay tuned because I might actually do that. Thank you for that idea too. Oh my God, I hit the wrong button. Jacob Taylor, hello, welcome to the chat. Says, had to call my aunt to tell her my situation again out of desperation. She just deflects and justifies my parents' abusive behavior. Shamed me for telling her I may have to expose them publicly. Wow. So it sounds like a pretty intense family dynamic that's pretty toxic. Usually trying to exist in a family system like that is just not psychologically healthy. I wouldn't be surprised if complex PTSD is something that you walk away from. It almost sounds like a triangle. Hold on. I'm going to show you what a triangle looks like. If I have any paper to do this, I don't know, guys. I don't think I do. No, I don't. Okay. I'm really not in my office, so I don't think I have, I don't think I have paper. No. Okay, well, I'm going to give you a visual. So there's a triangle. This is called triangulation. This is Jacob, what it sounds like is going on. There's a triangle. At the top of that triangle is a victim. So just picture this with me. Victim. On the left side of that triangle is going to be the rescuer. And on the right side is going to be the persecutor, the one that points fingers and says, you. Or the persecutor can also play the role of pointing fingers at somebody within the family. So imagine that triangle, okay? I don't even know if I can do this. I'm really trying here. In that triangle, okay, there's a victim. And kind of think of the victim as the one who's manipulated all the time. And then you've got the rescuer, somebody who kind of swoops in to rescue somebody else in that family dynamic. And then, of course, the persecutor. So in a sense, to your aunt, this doesn't mean you are, Jacob, but to your aunt, you may be seen as the persecutor, the one who's pointing the fingers, the one who is complaining, the one who is saying something's wrong, the one who is saying my parents are sick or they're unstable, they're disturbed, they need help, right? So from your aunt's lens, you are the persecutor and you are pointing fingers at what, her sister, brother, maybe, whoever, wherever she is in that family line. And so the victim, maybe in her lens, is your parents, right? So that is triangulation. There's always some kind of victim, some kind of rescuer who would be your aunt, right? Because she's deflecting away from your parents. So she's kind of like their savior, their rescuer. And there you are in her lens looking like the persecutor. So don't be shocked that she's deflecting. She's actually playing her family role really well. That's kind of how it goes, Jacob. I'll post a video in the description box where I talk more about that, okay? I don't know if we're going to make it to 9, probably like 9, 10. I'm going to try my best to wrap this up pretty soon and get back to the content. Diversity Love, hello, welcome to the chat. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Louis Apaza, or Louise Apaza, hello, welcome to the chat. Says, oh, I'm another live video. Hi, Miss Tamara. Hello, welcome, and I'm glad you were able to make it. Love it. Alyssa, welcome to the chat. Says, why does my mom constantly talk bad about my dad to me, but yet when she is around him, she ignores me or gets off the phone with me? That's interesting. I'm not sure. You might want to watch some of my videos on family roles, usually in a family system, roles change based on the environment, the setting, the dynamic. So maybe she's one way with you because it's the two of you, right? So she's playing her role there. But then when your dad comes around, her role with you switches to her role with him. So I don't know. I would look up family roles. And then you can also find it on my channel. If you just kind of type in my name and then type family roles, you should come up with some of my previous videos. You may find your mom in there. All right, guys. Let me get back to the content, okay? So I want to make sure that I give you kind of what you're going to see with these 4 kinds of emotionally immature parents. Now, let me just say, when you're dealing with emotionally immature parents, you really have to see their behavior as being almost like a syndrome, because they're not going to show one emotionally immature behavior and then there's about 900 other emotionally immature behaviors, hanging out over there. They're going to show a repeated, pervasive pattern of behavior, and that is really clinically known as a syndrome. And that's how we diagnose as well. We look at a pattern of behaviors that happens over a duration of time, and then we call it what it looks like it is clinically. So let's say, for example, if your parent is emotionally immature and you have a passive parent, then, if you come into my office, I'm going to say, okay, you think your parent is passive? Well, let's go through the list. Are they permissive? Do they allow just about anything? Are they all hands off? Are they disregarding? Do they act like you're not in the room when you're there? Are they constantly on their phone when you're there? Do they not talk to you? Do they seem passive aggressive? All of those different things really are a series of behaviors that occur over time, and that is known as a syndrome. And so you want to think of the next couple of things I'm going to bring up here as being a part of a syndrome. This is their behavior. This, kind of defines what an emotionally immature parent is. And the first thing that I want to throw out there is a parent who goes from one emotional extreme to the next. Now, we all kind of swing sometimes, right? You don't even have to have bipolar disorder to swing from very excited and happy to very depressed. Like, that's a normal spectrum and duration of symptoms, excuse me, for most people. But an emotionally immature parent tends to, again, swing so far up that it's hard to bring them down because they get so riled up. And then when they come this way, maybe they swing into extreme irritability, right? And so these kind of parents, excuse me, these kind of parents are hard to talk to. They're hard to connect with. and they're definitely hard to live with. Now, the next thing I'm going to throw in here is a parent who tends to kind of enjoy disequilibrium. If you have equilibrium, then you have balance. Everything is balanced appropriately. But when you have an environment of disequilibrium, everything is unstable, right? It's like trying to balance on a skateboard, and it's a little hard to. And what causes that disequilibrium is the syndrome. All of the behaviors that have occurred over a long period of time, extended period of time. These kind of parents are also very impulsive, and they are compulsive. So you may have a parent who's a compulsive liar, a pathological liar to be more clinical, and they tend to be parents who either connect dots that just don't add up to you, or they outright lie to you in hopes that you will believe them, or they don't even intend to lie, it just comes out their mouth, right? So impulsive and compulsive behaviors. You're also likely to see a loner kind of disposition with these kind of immature parents. They don't want to be bothered with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to help you make sense of your world. I don't really care who you're married to or dating and what's going on in that situation. I don't care about your job. I don't want to deal with that either. I don't really want to deal with your emotional ups and downs. I'd rather be watching something on YouTube. And you're probably going to feel like this parent avoids you. You know, again, they're emotionally immature. Imagine a 10-year-old trying to raise a baby. It's not going to happen. And so when you're conceptualizing your emotionally immature parent, you really want to look at it as, how would a 9-year-old raise another child? Like, it's just not going to happen. And that's really what's going on with these adults. They have never grown up. And so they come in many forms, unfortunately. They're going to be standoffish as well. Again, they don't want to deal with your issues. You may feel like you're walking on eggshells with them, right? Going through these ups and downs with their moods. Walking on eggshells means, you know, if you say the wrong thing, they're offended. If you do the wrong thing, they're offended. If you breathe the wrong way, they're offended. It's constant, immature behavior, and it's really hard to exist in a world and in a life where you're connected to an emotionally immature parent. You're also going to feel like it's unreliable, that there's an unreliable source of emotional support. So let me break that down. You're probably going to feel like your parent is unreliable emotionally. You're not going to be able to go to your parent and say, I need you. I need your support. I need your love. I need your affection. I need your attention. I need your wisdom, right? Even though I talk on these topics, I have such a wonderful, wonderful mom. And she has given her entire life to me and my brothers, from homeschooling us from scratch. And I'm not talking about cyberschooling, from homeschool to stopping her nursing career, from refusing to remarry just to love us, to care for us, to nurture us. So I have a fantastic mom. Emotionally immature parents can come across that way, but they are not really that way. And it's hard to accept and digest that, okay, here's a wonderful mom on this side of the spectrum, but if I go over here with another group of parents, they can look that way and appear that way to the outside world, and they are nothing like that whatsoever. Once the door closes, they are immature. They are not the parent that they appear to be, unfortunately. And unfortunately, again, complex PTSD is something that is likely to occur if you're dealing with all of these different things over a long period of time. You also oh God, I need to go home. You also want to think of emotionally immature parents as validation seekers as well. Validation seekers are constantly looking for their children to validate them. And sometimes it's direct or indirect. Validating, parents who need a lot of validation may feel like, you know, they've gone above and beyond for you. So I need you to tell me that I've gone above and beyond for you, right? Or they may do it indirectly by saying, I've given my all to you. At least I think I'm giving my all to you. And what are you likely to say? Oh, yeah, you have. Absolutely, Mom. Thank you so much. Boom, there's that validation. They needed that. So immature parents are validation seekers. They soak up the validation in whatever way that they can. There's also this need for control and attention, and it feels dominating and it feels demanding. You know how children can be, 2 year olds, 5 year olds. When I'm in sessions with my 5 year old clients that I see, I'm on the floor with them, we're playing a board game or we're coloring or whatever. As soon as their parent says something to me, what does that child do? They get right in my line of eye contact with the parent, or they're like this, Miss Tamara, Miss Tamara, Miss Tamara, and I'm talking to the parent. And you have to look and say, wait a minute, give me some time, and they don't even wait, right? Miss Tamara, Miss Tamara. Kids do that, right? Emotionally immature parents do it as well. They have to have your attention, and it feels demanding and dominating. And if they don't get your attention, they may storm off with an attitude. Or if they don't storm off, right, they'll be cool and be calm and collected until later. And then that's when you start feeling the passive aggressive energy in the room. I'm just trying to think of the other ones that I haven't thought of giving you yet. Let me also throw these in here before I go to the chat box again. Low energy parents, moping parents, depressed parents. They can also be emotionally immature. We just want to be careful not to put them in the same category of genuinely depressed, low energy, really unmotivated people. Because there are a group of parents who are just, they're giving, they're just depressed, they're overwhelmed, and they're tired. But so let's keep them over there in the fair pile. But on this side of things, I want you to look at moping, low energy, and unmotivated parents as being a category of parents who come across as depressed, they come across as tired, they come across as overwhelmed, but that's not the case at all. They're permissive, they're passive, they don't want to get involved. And so they kind of carry around this depressive, low energy, mopey kind of a disposition or an attitude, unfortunately. All right, let me go to the comment section, make sure that I'm not missing you guys. Paige Matodi says, I use these videos from my own parenting. It's good to fully understand the abuse so you don't continue it. Yeah, that's beautifully said, Paige. Thank you for that. I like that. I actually have two families in my practice right now, and the only reason they come to me for parenting education is because they want to be preventative. They want to prevent something from happening to their beautiful children. A husband and wife. They have lovely, lovely kids. I love them so much, and so they came to me though for parenting education because they don't want to repeat the abusive patterns that they both have been under growing up. So I like that a lot, Paige. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. Okay, here we go. Connie Donatelli says, I'm new to your channel. Yes, you are. I thought so. I just wasn't sure. So welcome to the channel. I'm glad to have you here. Says, have you done a videos about specific ways we can reparent ourselves? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Okay, let me pull this up for you so you'll know exactly what to go look up. Hold on. So oh, okay, here we go. So here's what it is, and I don't know. Tell me if you guys can't see it. It's at the top here. So how to reparent yourself, and this video is a live chat. And I did this video 6 months ago with you guys, so you might want to go back and see it. Here it is again, just so you'll know. It's this one, the top one, how to reparent yourself. And I really do tease and pull apart different ways to reparent yourself after you've gone through something where you never had a childhood and you never really fully grew up because of your parents. So, and I'll definitely be bringing that topic back, so thank you for asking about that. Yes, you're welcome, Jacob. You're welcome. Diversity Love says, there is the family you're born with and the one you make. Oh, that's so true. So true. You can have an unconditional love relationship with an adopted mother, someone you connect with emotionally. Absolutely. You can even have an unconditional emotional bond with a friend. I have a friend who is just like this with me, and well, I have two. She and he are awesome, and they're like my sister, my brother. And anytime I need them, they're right there. And so that's so great of a bond to have. So you're right. And my family is how can I put this? My extended family is pretty broken up. Everybody's gone their separate ways. But my small family unit, my brothers, his wife, his children, my younger brother, his girlfriend, his situation, and then me, here we are. Here's my family, and they have brought in my brothers, their children. They've brought in friends who are just like families. So it could be anybody that you just click with and you connect with, and that's the beauty of human connection. That's what I always say. Alyssa says, yes, so true. Thank you. Your videos are so helpful. Yes, you're welcome. And thank you for that. I'm so glad to hear that. Diversity Love says, I hope I marry well. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because once you marry somebody who is fantastic, then you can create your own family. Someone who has that kind of mother, so I can borrow her. Oh, that's so that's so sweet. At this point, if he comes with grandkids, it's all good. Oh, I love that theory. I love that. You're definitely trying to build your own family. You're trying to get a head start, right? He has to have a mom, and if there's grandchildren, it's all well for you, isn't it? It's all good. That's so cute. I love that comment. Yes, you made it, Cherry's Jubilee. Yes, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Jasmine Jones, hello, welcome to the chat. Says, coming around only when major family events, funerals, etc., and disappearing after. Yes, that is another toxic, unhealthy behavior in emotionally detached families and emotionally immature parents, that they only pop up when needed. I'm going to say about a year ago, I had a family who consulted with me from Canada, and they actually drove from Canada to the U.S. to see me. They literally needed an hour and a half of my time to just comb through all the trauma and all the issues and all the problems and kind of get some direction. And one of the things that this family was dealing with was a mother slash grandmother, and she would only pop up at weddings, birthdays, holidays, funerals, and other events like religious events. Other than that, she wouldn't show up. She would even show up for college graduations or high school graduations. She would show up for. Other than that, they didn't hear from mom or grandma. And it left such a huge void and such a huge hole in their heart, because you hope your family's going to be there for everything that you do, not just for the big stuff. Because how are we going to bond and stay bonded and connected if you stay for the big stuff, but you don't stay for the little stuff, right? It makes no sense. But some family members do it that way. Thank you, Green Dragon. She says, your mom sounds amazing. Sounds a lot like my mom. Could your mom and my mom be sisters? That's so cute. I don't know. We have to see. We have to see. I'm going to show this to my mom. She's going to be thrilled. I think my mom needs some validation. I think all moms kind of need a little bit of validation. Keefe Stubbs, hello, welcome to the chat and welcome. I don't remember seeing you, so welcome. Says, take your time. You're very interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Courtney Frazier. Ooh, I hit the wrong button, guys. I do this every chat, I swear. Courtney Frazier, hello, welcome to the chat. Glad to see you as well. Says, that describes me and my parents. Whenever I open up to them, they want to know everything about my life. I think it's wonderful parents want to know about your life, but if they want to know about every single aspect of it, that's a little creepy. No. No, no, no. Yes, thank you, Rat Angel. Says 9 p.m. Miss T. Yes. Thank you so much. I'm on my way off, I promise. Doritos, Locos, Tacos. Hello, welcome to the chat. Says, And oh, let me go back. Let me go back. Rat Angel, thank you. I don't know if I thanked you. I'm so tired. I don't know if I thanked you. Thank you. Doritos Locos Taco says, what does it mean when your mother obsesses about when you were younger, like a small child? My mother is overly obsessed with this age because she had the most control and felt more needed. What does it mean when your mother obsesses about when you were younger, like a small child? I mean, I really don't know. That's kind of huge. I would need some other information to kind of make sense of that. It could just be something as simple as, she's a validation seeker and she needs that validation and she got the most of that when you were a child. That could be it. Or it could be that she is an emotionally immature person who constantly needs to feel needed. And so I think we all need to feel needed. I need to feel needed. You need to feel needed, right? But feeling needed has a boundary, and maybe your mom just doesn't have that. I don't know. I would need more information on that one, but I would maybe, digest that and consider that. That could be her. Okay, let me keep going. I don't want to lose you guys. I don't want to lose any comments that you made. Yes, you're welcome, Connie Donatelli. You're welcome. Okay, all right. Um, okay. Did I give you everything? Two more things, and then we're gonna wrap up. Okay, guys. Thanks to Rad Angel, he or she is trying to keep me on point. Um, yes, you're welcome, Doritos, Locos, Tacos. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, I understood. Bring. Yep. You're welcome. Okay, let me give you the last two. Emotionally immature parents tend to be egotistic and egocentric, meaning that everything is about them. Now, Piaget, who is basically a renowned child development specialist, he is deceased. But if you Google Piaget, and you guys have probably heard about him in the past somewhere in passing. He used the word egocentric to describe children at a particular age when everything is about them. They're hungry. They need to be fed. They need to be changed. They need to be loved. They need to be paid attention to. They need to be embraced. Like they are all about themselves, rightfully so, because they are children. They rely on us for everything. And so if you take that concept from Piaget and apply it to an emotionally immature parent, that is literally how an emotionally immature parent would function. They constantly need to be talked about, loved, paid attention to, focused on, and that is egocentrism or egoism, or they are egotistical. There's always some kind of competition as well. This is the final thing, competition with these kind of parents. You're probably going to get some kind of jealousy from this parent. If you're a man, you're probably going to get some jealousy from your father. If you're a female, you're probably going to get some jealousy from your mother. I had someone consult with me 2 years ago who had huge family trauma. But her daughter, she raised so well, and her daughter became a successful businesswoman. Her son became successful in the arts, and she was jealous of both of them. And she cried and cried and cried one session. She begged them to forgive her, both of her kids. And she said, I have just been so jealous of you for so many years because I didn't turn out like you turned out. So with emotionally immature parents, you're probably going to deal with that immaturity, and you're going to see it for sure. So okay, guys, I love you so much. I could be on here with you all night, but I really have to go. And thanks to Rad Angel, they're saying hit the off button. Okay. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. Love you so much. I hope this was helpful. I'm going to be posting a video on Sunday, and on that video, I'm going to be talking about family estrangement. So if you want to know if you are estranged from your family, check me out on Sunday, and I'm going to be in the chat box with you guys like always. I see you guys commenting about other things. I want to answer them, but we got to go. So thank you so much, Stefan. That's so sweet of you. Yes, you're welcome, blessed in every area of my life. Yes, you're welcome. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Thank you, Paige. Love you too. I'm going to sign off. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, wonderful weekend. Stay safe. I'll see you Sunday. I'll see you Sunday. Bye-bye.